15 Possible Reasons Why You Are Still Poor, Part 1. Number 1. Your lack of self-motivation is a possible reason why you are still poor. Motivation is the primary driver of our work. Without motivation, we would rather stay in the bed all day. Thus, ask yourself these questions. What motivates me to work? What do I love about work, and how can I find motivation in life? If your motivation bucket gets empty, find the source to refill the bucket and thrive. Elon Musk didn't come from wealth. He was bullied as a child, suffered financial setbacks, and even lived on $1 a day during his early years in Canada. But his self-motivation kept him going. He taught himself programming at a young age, created Zip2, which later sold for $307 million, and reinvested everything he had into PayPal. After selling PayPal, he risked all his money again on Tesla and SpaceX, pushing forward despite near bankruptcy. His drive didn't allow him to accept failure as an option. If you aren't willing to push yourself beyond your comfort zone and take risks, you'll always stay in the same place. Elon Musk was once a bullied boy in South Africa, growing up in an environment where he didn't quite fit in. Instead of succumbing to self-pity, he spent his childhood reading books and teaching himself programming. At 12, he built and sold a video game. His journey wasn't smooth. He immigrated to Canada with almost nothing, worked odd jobs, and eventually found his way into the tech world. When he co-founded Zip2, his first company, he slept in the office and showered at a YMCA to save money. His motivation wasn't just about making money, it was about creating something meaningful. Even after selling PayPal and becoming wealthy, he didn't retire. Instead, he poured his fortune into Tesla and SpaceX. Facing bankruptcy twice, most people in his position would have quit when things got tough. But Musk's self-motivation kept him going. The result? He became one of the most influential figures in modern history, reshaping the automotive and space industries. Now, contrast this with someone who constantly waits for motivation to strike. Many people dream of success but spend years preparing without ever taking real action. They tell themselves they need more courses, better conditions, or the perfect moment. This mindset traps them in a cycle of hesitation. Imagine a man who wants to start a business but keeps postponing it. He watches motivational videos, reads self-help books, and makes elaborate plans, but never follows through. Years pass, and he remains stuck, blaming circumstances. The difference between him and someone like Musk isn't intelligence or resources, it's self-motivation. One takes action despite fear, while the other waits for the right time that never comes. Number 2. Lack of support system in your life is the possible reason why you are still poor. Humans are not born alone, and that's why you have to find the people who can become your support system. Your support system helps you look at the brighter side of things when you believe to give up in life. Lack of a support system makes you demotivated. It makes you think that whatever you do in life would not be good enough. To find a support system, it can be one friend or one family member who is always there no matter how hard things get. You will be finding reasons to be better in life and get out of the financial problems to make these people happy. Oprah Winfrey's early life was a portrait of struggle. Born into poverty in rural Mississippi, she faced abuse, neglect, and an unstable home life. She could have easily become another statistic. But one thing saved her: a small but powerful support system. Her grandmother, despite being poor, instilled in her a love for reading and speaking. Later, a teacher recognized her potential and encouraged her to join speech competitions. These seemingly small acts of support shaped Oprah into the woman who would eventually build a media empire. Without those figures who believed in her, she might have never escaped the cycle of poverty. Now, imagine someone with similar potential but no support system. A young man grows up in a tough neighborhood, surrounded by negativity. His family dismisses his ambitions. His friends mock his efforts. And every time he tries to improve himself, someone pulls him back down. He dreams of starting a business, but there's no mentor to guide him, no encouragement when he fails. Slowly, his ambition fades. He convinces himself that success is only for the lucky or privileged. This is the silent killer of potential. Without a support system, even the most talented individuals can remain trapped in poverty, never realizing what they could have become. Number 3. Not setting achievable goals in life is the possible reason why you are still poor. One of the biggest mistakes we often do in life is going with the flow. I contradict the statement, only dead fish go with the flow. Be the flow. Of course, you cannot control everything in life, but what you can control is your attitude towards it. It's said that 99% of things that happen in your life is the result of your own actions. Attitudes and feeling are how you react to these things. How to find the balance even when all hell loses on you. Set small goals. Set timeline. Try to achieve them and appreciate yourself when you complete these tasks. Hey, you are not doing it for anyone else, but for your own success. You are saving yourself big time through this one simple formula. J.K. Rowling didn't become one of the world's richest authors overnight. Before Harry Potter, she was a struggling single mother, living on government assistance and barely making ends meet. If she had only dreamed of becoming successful, without a clear plan, she might have never moved forward. Instead, she set small, achievable goals, writing a few pages a day, completing a chapter, submitting her manuscript to publishers. Even when she faced rejection after rejection, she didn't abandon her goal, she adjusted her approach. By breaking a seemingly impossible dream into manageable steps, she transformed her life from poverty to extraordinary wealth. Contrast this with someone who constantly talks about wanting to be rich but never defines what that actually means. He says he wants to start a business but never decides what kind. He wants to invest but doesn't take the time to learn how. His goals are vague. I want to be financially free, but without concrete steps. They remain daydreams. Years pass, and nothing changes. The difference isn't luck or intelligence, it's that Rowling set specific, realistic goals and followed through, while the other person let his ambitions remain abstract wishes. Number 4. Living in your comfort zone is the possible reason why you are still poor. Don't we all love comfort zones and stay in bed all day long and procrastinate about life? Well, all these things are keeping you away from being a success and get things done. It's generally said that life begins at the end of your comfort zone, and it sure is true. If you love comfort zones, you will be living in a dark box looking for sunshine. Get yourself out of your comfort zones and you will be leaping mountains. Howard Schultz, the man behind Starbucks, didn't come from wealth. He grew up in a poor neighborhood, watching his father struggle with low-paying jobs. Instead of accepting that life, he pushed beyond his comfort zone. When he first had the idea to transform Starbucks from a simple coffee bean retailer into a European-style cafe, his bosses rejected it. He could have backed down, stayed in his stable job, and avoided risk. Instead, he left to start his own coffee company, faced countless rejections from investors, and went through years of struggle. Had he stayed in his comfort zone, Starbucks as we know it wouldn't exist, and Schultz wouldn't have built his multi-billion-dollar empire. Compare that to someone who refuses to take risks. He stays in the same job for years, even though it barely pays the bills, because it feels safe. He has ideas for a business but is afraid to fail, so he never starts. He sticks with familiar routines, avoiding anything that challenges him. Over time, his potential fades, and he convinces himself that success is for others, not for him. The comfort zone is a trap. It feels safe, but in reality, it's the slowest way to fail. Those who never leave it often wake up years later, realizing they are still in the same place, while others who dared to be uncomfortable have moved far ahead. Number 5. Lack of time management skills is the possible reason why you are poor. If you think you never have enough time to do what you love, then think about your priorities again. When you set your goals, you would be able to complete your tasks on time. Thus, set goals and keep your focus in life. Even the most famous people, like Elon Musk, Bill Gates, keep a calendar and manage their time. They are aware that time is money and money doesn't come. Remember, time management is one of the best habits of successful leaders. Bill Gates and Elon Musk both understand one critical truth: time is the most valuable asset. Gates, in his early years, scheduled his day in 5-minute blocks, ensuring every moment was used productively. Musk, running multiple billion-dollar companies, famously breaks his day into small, focused slots to maximize efficiency. Their ability to manage time effectively allowed them to build empires. They don't waste hours on distractions, they prioritize, execute, and move forward relentlessly. Now, Picture someone who constantly complains about being busy but never seems to accomplish anything. He wakes up late, spends hours scrolling through social media, procrastinates on important tasks, and ends the day wondering where all his time went. He tells himself he'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow looks exactly like today. Years pass, and he's still stuck, not because he lacks intelligence or opportunity, but because he never learned to control his time. The difference between the ultra-successful and those who stay poor isn't just talent, it's how they use the same 24 hours in a day. Number 6. Adopting lavish lifestyle is the possible reason why you are still poor. If you adopt a lavish lifestyle, going the extra mile with unnecessary things that you do not even use, you will stay poor. For example, getting the latest iPhone, bone-straight hair, car, or any other material things that are on trend. If you see the richest people like Mark Zuckerberg wore the same t-shirt every single day. He prefers to spend a very simple lifestyle. Why? Because they know that what being poor feels like. Adopting a lavish lifestyle to impress your friends will only make you poor. To save money, and you will see that your savings will come in handy even when your friends do not. Mark Zuckerberg, like many other billionaires, deliberately simplifies his wardrobe, wearing the same gray t-shirt almost every day. This isn't because he can't afford designer clothes. He obviously can, but because he understands the value of minimizing unnecessary decisions. By eliminating trivial choices like what to wear, he conserves mental energy for more important decisions, such as running a multi-billion-dollar company. This mindset extends to how the wealthy manage their finances. They don't waste money on showing off, they prioritize efficiency, investments, and long-term gains over short-term gratification. Contrast this with someone who isn't financially stable but spends heavily on luxury brands to impress others. They upgrade their phone every year, buy designer clothes on credit, and chase trends, thinking it signals wealth. In reality, the richest people often live modestly, while those who pretend to be rich remain stuck in financial struggle. The key difference? Wealthy individuals focus on assets that grow their net worth, while others focus on liabilities that drain their income. Number 7. Relying on one source of income is the possible reason why you are still poor. What we often mistake in life is that one job is enough and only relying on a single source of income. To find another source of income, you have to know what you are best at. Go and practice the mantra of finding opportunities in the skills you learned. Now you know that every learned skill is an opportunity for future income and growth. Now you are going to get out of the poor syndrome, once and for all. Take Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. He didn't rely on just his salary. He started investing in stocks at a young age and gradually built multiple streams of income. Even when his early investments didn't yield immediate success, he kept diversifying. Today, his wealth comes from various businesses, stocks, and real estate, not just one job or one company. If one investment fails, others keep him secure. Now, think of an average office worker who earns a stable paycheck but never considers other income sources. He spends what he earns and saves little, believing his job will always be there. But then, an economic downturn hits, and he's laid off. With no side income, no investments, and no backup plan, he falls into financial crisis. The difference? Buffett and other wealthy individuals never put all their eggs in one basket, while those who struggle financially often fail to plan beyond their paycheck. If you found this insight valuable, don't forget to like, share, and comment your thoughts. Do you rely on just one source of income? Or are you building multiple streams of wealth? Let's discuss below.